Hello everyone, and welcome to ranking all my 40 extreme demons. This is a video idea that I stole from Technical with him ranking his 200 extreme demons, but of course, I have nowhere near as many, but I just want to do this for fun anyway. The levels were ranked out of my pure personal opinion, to which I rated them each out of 10 for gameplay and decoration, and then added those up to get their final score. If there was a tie, then those levels were ranked by gameplay score, because that can contribute to a level's quality much more than deco. If it was still tied, then it was ranked by my personal preference. Yes, this list will be including unrated levels and my own verifications. But remember, this is all my opinion. Yes, some levels I've said were extremes in the past are not here, due to the fact that I now believe that they are insane humans. Anyways, enjoy. To start off this list, right at the very bottom, of course, we have Itami by my friend Swiftercat. Now, to those that watch me, it is no surprise that I absolutely despise this level. It's full of choke points, the gameplay is really awkward, and generally just feels really bad to play. Now, the decoration also I gave a 2 out of 10, because I could see that he did try to put in a bit of effort, but even then this decoration is still not really good. It's mainly the gameplay that I have a problem with though. It's just, some parts are so stupidly made, and from what I know from Caddy, the level was actually buffed to this difficulty, which of course would actually ruin the experience of the level itself due to the fact that the gameplay is not intended for this difficulty. At least that's how I interpreted it. I mean, I could be wrong, but still, I despise this level with a burning passion, and I am not afraid to hide that at all. Unsurprisingly, next on the chopping block is Robot Chief Exposal by Madeline. Now, I gave this level's gameplay a 0 out of 10, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. The decoration, I give it a 4 out of 10, because it would be almost on the same level as Itami. However, the decoration is still a lot higher quality, but the thing is, it kind of falls off near the end, and it gets a lot simpler. I get it is a 1.9 level, but it still gets, like, a much more simple at the end. But, it's still visually, like, interesting at some point, so, I'm not gonna get too harsh with it. Now, the gameplay. Oh my god! The gameplay is probably some of the most miserable crap I have ever played in my life. Oh my god, it is so bad. Like, the gameplay quality is probably about on par with Itami. The only reason this is higher is because the deco is better. But other than that, gameplay is terrible, choke points everywhere, some parts are just absolutely awkward to play. I don't understand how anyone could enjoy this level. Like, it's that bad. I'm not even exaggerating with this one. Next up, we have Beat Pulse by Endagger. Now, also, this is another really bad level that I had to play, but this time again, the gameplay 1 instead of a 0, because I don't think it's, like, as terrible as Robot Chief Exposal, even though this level also is absolutely garbage in, like, all ways for the gameplay. Decoration also is, like, kind of interesting, but it's like, how to explain, it's, like, kind of weird in a way, so I also gave that a 4. The gameplay is also absolutely miserable. I don't know why I decided to beat this as my 500th demon. That was a terrible choice of mine. I feel like the gameplay being bad is like half my fault because I didn't do a practice run for the first time. But even then, it still feels really awkward and weird, and I had a terrible experience with this level. And I'm just going to say real quickly, please don't play this level as like one of your first platformer extremes. It's really unfun. Alright, so now we have the first level that I actually made, which was Jupiter. Now, I understand that me calling the level absolutely terrible while I made it is like a bit hypocritical considering I could have made it better. But I made it in early 2023 and I randomly rediscovered it at the start of this year, so I thought it would be funny to just verify it. Oh my god. What was I on? Like, the gameplay is horrendous. Like, it's still, like, to a point where it's still a little bit tolerable, but it's still horrendous. The deco is just like generic 9 circles. There's not really anything special to it. But it's mainly the gameplay. The gameplay is the big problem here, because some parts of it are really inconsistent and are just stupid. And it was just a really painful experience for me in general. And honestly, once again, another level I would never recommend anyone play. Now we get to Room 546, also by me. Now, this level would actually be a bit higher considering I gave the gameplay a 4 out of 10, but because of how low quality I made the deco, which I only gave that a 1, considering it's probably like the most basic crap ever, That's why it's this low. The gameplay itself is like mildly tolerable. It's not the most amazing thing, but it's not like absolutely garbage either. So I don't really have much to give on the gameplay, considering I made it, so of course I am going to be a bit biased there. But I'm just saying, in my honest opinion, I don't think it's that bad. Yes, there's parts of it that are stupid, but there's definitely worse. It's not the worst thing ever. It's just the deco that I could have done a lot better, because the deco looks like really bad. Well, now we get to a level that not many of my viewers would remember me beating, due to the fact that I privated the video because of some beef with the creator of the level, because he's honestly not a very good person. And I know he's watching this, he's commented on my video, so he's gonna 100% hear me saying this. But oh my god, the gameplay for this level is an inconsistent mess. It's really hard to get consistent with some of the parts of this, mainly the dual parts. And even though I tried fixing some of them myself, right, they were still inconsistent, and it was really hard for me to fix. Now, the only thing that brings this up a bit is the decoration, which I still gave a 4 out of 10, because, you know, it's still not really good. I have tried giving him creative tips, but, you know, it was, like, really ignorant a lot, and a lot of my friends could confirm this with him. So the decoration's, like, it's, like, okay, I guess. It's, like, a bit hurting on the eyes. But other than that, it's like, it's kind of mid, really. Alright, now we have the sequel to the previously mentioned level, with this level being the final reflection instead. Now, this level's gameplay only goes up by 1. Now, this was a verification I was given by the creator of the level, Silver Snake, because it wasn't really a verification, it was more of an update verification, because the level was broken on 2.2, like physically impossible, and some of the parts in it were kind of goofy. So I'm basing my opinion on this off of the version that I verified. It's still not the greatest. The decoration is like on par with Ruin Reflection. Nothing in quality wise has really changed, it's about the same. But with the gameplay, it's also like kind of a mess. Some parts are still kind of goofy and I couldn't do much to fix them. Even though also, after I verified the update, it has been how long? Like months and months after I verified the update. And he still hasn't updated the level with the version I verified for them. So, I don't know why I try anymore with this guy. He's just like, I'm sorry for my language, he's kind of retarded. But yeah. So, my efforts were put to waste with this level. I don't know why I even bothered touching it. Okay, now this next level, it having goofy gameplay is also my fault, because I was given permission to buff the level, because the creator wanted it to be an extreme. So, for some reason, in my head, I'm like, okay, buffing the level's gonna be easy, right? That is not the case. The buffs were pretty poor. I did not buff them very well. So, it's just unbalanced. Some parts are just weird to play. So, this is completely my fault, so I'm not gonna blame this on Red for it. But I still gave it a 3 out of 10, because, you know, that's still how it felt. And the deco is like a 4 out of 10, because it's 1.9. It's not the worst thing, but it's still not absolutely spectacular either. That's all I really have to say about this level. Now, next we have Next Phase, which most I can really say about it is certainly the level of all time. The gameplay is all over the place, with some parts actually being pretty tolerable and other parts being absolutely horrible. So it's like very unbalanced in that way, but I'd say there's more bad parts than there are good parts. So obviously that brings the gameplay score down. The decoration is also kind of samey throughout. It doesn't really like change that much, except for like little small details or like the colors. Other than that, though, it's like not really anything significant with it. It's kind of just another platformer extreme. Next up, we have Disruption. Now, once again, this is another level I have mixed feelings about, because the gameplay was also very choke pointy and very... I'm good at wave, but I've started to, as of lately, to enjoy wave-based levels a lot less. But even then with Disruption, when I beat it, I still didn't like it that much. The gameplay was really choke pointy and just like awkward at parts. The only reason it's this high is because the deco, I like the deco. I think the deco is nice. I'm a fan of the deco, but it's just the gameplay I really have a problem with. other than that, there's not much else I can really say about this level either. It's just like a level, really. Next up is Voided. Now, I just want to say beforehand, I have not released the video for this yet for reasons that I'm not going to talk about right now, but it will come out eventually. But I'm still going to include it in here because, you know, I beat it anyway. This is a level I really wanted to enjoy. I really liked this level for like the longest time. But after beating it, the gameplay is just, for most of it, insufferable. I dislike so much of the gameplay. It's just really inconsistent at a lot of points. The only points where the gameplay really becomes consistent is like the pre-drop. That's about it. Other than that, pretty inconsistent, very RNG at points. The decoration I'm still a fan of. I really like the decoration. It's like unique at points. But the main thing that brings it down is mainly just the gameplay, because oh my god, it was insufferable. And what made it worse was me being the idiot I am and dying to the ending straight fly at 94 on the first day of playing the level, and then it took me forever to actually get back there, and so that just made it even worse for me. So that's kind of why I just don't like this level as much as I used to. Our next level is Precipitants. Now, once again, this is a level I don't have many opinions on. I just think it's, like, the gameplay is just awkward at points. That's about all I can really say for it. What I will say, though, is on Arettal, how is this below Accu? In my opinion, I think Accu should be, like, right at the very bottom of Arettal. There's, like, no way there's any extremes that are easier than Accu. But that's not the point here. The decoration is, like, not like the most interesting for me, but you know, it's like cool, I guess. Mainly the gameplay is what I have a problem with, but other than that, once again, not much for me to really say about this level. It's just kind of something I beat, really. Now, this is going to be an interesting level to talk about. Silent Void Step by me. Once again, I'm going to state real quickly, I'm going to talk about the gameplay in a second. The decoration, even though it doesn't really meet up with today's standards, I think, personally, I did the 1.6 style actually pretty well. I understand I only gave it like a 5 out of 10, because it's not perfect. Like, there's other 1.6 levels that are way better. But I think trying to make a level that looks like it was made in 1.6, I personally think I did pretty well in that area. The gameplay, I can absolutely see why some people would dislike it. Once again, this is a level that has some interesting gameplay. It's like very high CPS and spam based, which is something I'm actually fairly good at. So I didn't struggle much with it. But then another one of my friends that beat it struggled a bit more with it. And so out of everyone that's actually beaten the level has big progress, everyone has like very different difficulty opinions on it. Me personally, I think it's like Cataclysm difficulty. One of my friends thinks it's like Bloodbath. Other than that though, not much else for me to say about this level. Just kind of like spammy Silent Club style level, just easier Silent Club, that's about it. Fury of 500, I don't have much to say about this level. I'm just gonna race through it real quick. Decoration's like a meh. It's kind of bland for most of it. Gameplay is like, it's actually surprisingly more enjoyable than How to Platformer in my opinion. And I don't know why that is. Maybe I've just gotten better or something, I don't know, but it's just less painful. Other than that though, it's a level I really can't say much about. It's just something I kind of beat, really. That's about it. Okay, next up is Evil by me. However, this is not a level that I verified myself. This was verified by my goat Evil Imperium, to which then I beat it only around the start of this year, because, you know, I hadn't beaten it, I wanted to beat it, so I thought I might as well. Decoration is obviously only a 2, because it's just like a glow layout, but honestly, the gameplay, even now, I'm still pretty proud of it. It's actually not that bad for gameplay. If anything, quite enjoyable in some spots. In my opinion, also maybe around like slightly easier than Cataclysm. It's not too hard of a level, definitely not like an Insane Demon, it's definitely a really easy extreme. I would recommend it. Yeah, that's all I can really say about it. Pretty fun, in my opinion. I'm pretty proud of the gameplay. Definitely some of my best. That's all I can really say for it. Okay, so now we're up to Dungeon Treasures, which is actually the first 10 of this list. So now we're getting into the double digits. This level, I get the decoration a 7, because honestly, the decoration's actually not too bad. It actually fits the theme very well for what it's going for. And honestly, I just dig the decoration. I like it. The gameplay, however, is not really good. The gameplay is, like, not the greatest, really. It's really awkward at parts. Some of the parts are, like, weird to play. And with those being weird to play, it kind of ruins the experience of the level. And if anything, you're not... How to explain it? You don't feel as immersed in the level with the theming that's really good because of the awkward gameplay. So I think that it could definitely be a lot better if it was a bit more play-tested and just, like, the really weird gameplay at some of the points. That's, like, my main problem with it. It's just it having weird gameplay at points. Next up on this list is Hidden in the Sand, which is one of the only 2 extremes I unfortunately don't have a video for, with both being for different reasons. This one is because my clipping software failed, so now I'm due to rebeat it, which I have been for, like, the past year, but I still haven't. Anyways, the decoration, I'm a big fan of ASBC Hazel's decoration style. That's also why I really love levels like Ruler of Everything. This level's gameplay is not the most spectacular. It does have some awkward parts, but it's still, like, tolerable. But I will admit there were some parts where I did get quite annoyed from it, which brings it down a bit. But other than that, like, it's still a good level. I like it, personally. I still think it's a good level, other than, like, the parts that are a bit annoying. But I'm still, like, a really big fan of the level and just anything involving ASBC Hazel. I don't know why, but I just love so much of the stuff that she makes. Oh my god. Next up, we have another level by me, which is Blinding Lights. Now, I want to say right off the bat, the gameplay in this is kind of poor, because it actually is a buffed medium demon to an extreme, which I've learned from that you shouldn't do that, because that ruins, like, a lot of the gameplay, because the gameplay isn't actually intended for that difficulty, which brings the gameplay down by a lot. The decoration is okay. Once again, it uses, like, a lot of glow, which hurts your eyes a little bit at the drop sometimes when it, like, gets, like, really bright. Other than that, though, just kind of like just regular 9 circles level, buff of invisible light, nothing, like, super special about it. Kind of just like a level. It's a level of mine I commonly forget about, even. Doesn't really have anything special to it. Next up, we have 9 Blue. Now, I'm going to say right off the bat, the decoration of this is actually pretty cool. I like a fair amount of the decoration. But what brings it down by a lot is the gameplay. The gameplay I really don't like, and it's super unbalanced because of the fact that the last 30% turns into, like, a medium demon. What is that balancing? But it's mainly just the gameplay itself. I understand it's meant to be click sync. A lot of people find it fun, but I do not find this fun at all. I don't know why. I seem to be, like, one of the only people that hates this level, but I just really dislike the gameplay a lot. So that's what really brings it down for me. If the gameplay was a bit better and I liked it, it would probably be higher up, but only because of the gameplay is why it's a bit further down than it would normally be if it had better gameplay. Next up, we have Niwa. Now, I did not enjoy my experience with this level. I died to the last click twice and just generally got pretty unlucky getting to the ending of the level. And even though it was click sync and I was fairly consistent at the first half, there was a few bugs that I kept on encountering in the second half that were making it really infuriating for me. The first half was perfectly fine, like, I didn't really have any problems with that, but it was just the second half, really. The decoration is, you know, it's pretty nice. I mean, like, I can definitely tell it's, like, the classic, like, Tino, like, style level that you would normally see with, like, something like Kuzureta. So, you know, I like the decoration. I mean, like, the song I like, too, like, Yasabi Monster is, in fact, a good song. But once again, it's another example where it's just the gameplay that brings it down for me. And if I had better gameplay, it would also be higher up. Okay, for this one, I'm probably going to have multiple people wanting to publicly execute me. But I like the gameplay of the Tower 22, okay? I'm going to say right off the bat, I don't know, I enjoy Needle gameplay of this type. Because... actually, I don't even know why. I just like it. And find it fun, and that's why I seem to be like one of the only people ever that likes the Tower 22, considering I've beaten this like 3 times. Of course, it would be higher because I like the gameplay, but it's this low only because of the decoration, which I gave a 3 out of 10. Otherwise, it would probably be higher if I had better decoration, because like I'm just like a big Needle fan. I don't know why. But I think I'm just weird like that. But yeah, other than that, that's all about I have to say for this one as well, just because, like, I don't want to get publicly executed for me talking about how much I like this level. Next up we have Mute. Now I just want to say right off the bat, the gameplay in this is so much more fun than it looks. I have no idea why it's fun, considering the gameplay looks like it's something that's made only to be hard. But even though it looks like that, it gets insanely consistent, and it's actually surprisingly fun, considering, like, the type of wave gameplay it has, or like the pre-drop gameplay being mainly timing based, which is was very surprising to me after playing it for a bit. So I'll say Deep Strider did a very good job with the gameplay, even though I did actually buff it a bit to help get it up to the difficulty where we wanted to, and even then it was still fun. And the first Victor also agreed that it was actually a pretty fun level, and honestly I'm very proud of how this turned out with me and him. However, the main reason why this isn't higher is because it's basically just a glow layout. It's like not really decorated, it's mainly just a layout, which is why it's this low, considering I gave the decoration a 2. But if the decoration was a lot like higher quality and had like actual decoration, this would definitely be like up there in the top 5, 100%. Next up we have Niflhel. Now I just want to apologize to Shard beforehand. I'm sorry for what I've said about the gameplay of this level, but I still stand with my same opinion that I really don't like the gameplay of this level. The decoration is really well done for a Niflheim remake, but it's the gameplay that's the problem. Some of it also feels really awkward and inconsistent, and generally the level just becomes like really annoying playing it from zero when you get to the drop. Mainly like the UFO part in the middle of the level that, well, not in the middle, like the middle of the pre-drop that's like all icy, or like the part after that that also has some like weird awkward memory parts, and just the drop itself also has some awkward gameplay. Other than that though, it's actually still a fairly good level with the decoration. You never know, this might just be a me thing, you know. I'm not saying that the level is absolutely horrible and the worst thing ever. I'm saying, me personally, I don't like the gameplay. I'm really not a fan of it. But you know, if you like the gameplay, that's okay. You can like it as well, but this is just my opinion on this. Alright, for this next one, I want to try and be as least biased as I can with this, but don't expect too much from me. But as you guys would know, this level is my magnum opus at some point. Of course, now my magnum opus goes to Pareidolia, but this level, I'm going to say, the decoration, like, it's cool. Like, I'm still pretty proud of the decoration. There's definitely better, 100%. I'm not going to say this is 100% rate-worthy, but I still think the decoration isn't bad, nonetheless. I also think, like, Pixelo did a good job in polishing it. I'm very thankful for that. He has always been a good friend for me. The gameplay, though, I can actually, now that I look back on this level, I can see where people are coming from when they say that the gameplay is kind of goofy. Because at points, yes, the gameplay is actually really goofy. And I'm gonna completely admit that right here. In the past I was very egotistical about this level, saying like, oh, you people are just bad, you're just biased. That was not the case, okay? I was definitely very biased towards this level because it was my level. But I'm happy I can look back on that now and completely just understand that that was in fact the case. But yeah, I'm not gonna glaze this level as much anymore because I can definitely see it has a lot of flaws to it. It's not perfect, even though no level is perfect. But still, I still think this isn't like a terrible level nonetheless. Next up we have Chief Needler. Well, I'm also actually a big fan of this level. I enjoy the needle gameplay in this. I actually didn't really find it that annoying. I don't know why I placed this. I probably would have placed this higher. I definitely did have a reason for putting it this low. But other than that, I actually still think this is a fairly fun level if like you enjoy Needle or like you're good at Needle. Definitely a good beginner platformer extreme. I like the decoration. I like all the different themes throughout it. I don't know why I gave the decoration a 5. I definitely think it should be higher now. But you know, I probably had my reasons. I mean, to be fair, if I look back on it, the amount of different themes throughout the level, how do I explain it? It doesn't work as well with this many themes for each part. I think they should all be at least like connected in some form instead of it being like a drastic change from one theme to the next. But other than that, actually still a pretty enjoyable level. I still like this level a lot, personally. Alright, next up we have Stormfront. Now, if anyone ever asks me for a recommendation for their first platformer extreme, this is always my #1 go-to. This level is actually really fun, and would also be way higher up if it wasn't for the decoration. The decoration is the only thing bringing it down, because I give the gameplay a 7 out of 10, because once you learn it, it gets really consistent, is really satisfying to do, and is actually really fun once you can actually get it down. Definitely a level I'd recommend. Still not much I can really say about it, except for the fact that I just think it's really fun and would recommend it to anyone that wants to go for their first platformer extreme, if you're good with the dash orb gimmick. Next is Azurai, which is a level I have mixed opinions on, because I'd say the only reason it's really up this high is because the deco kind of carries, because I'm a big fan of Cello's deco. I really like Cello's deco, but the Azurite gameplay is not the greatest. I mean, to be fair, I know I fluked it, but even then, after fluking it, I still don't think it's the most great thing I've ever played. Some parts of it are kind of annoying. It has some stupid choke points, but other than that, the gameplay's like not really anything special. The level's kind of mid, to be honest. The only reason it's up this high is the deco. I'll just say that again. That just carries because I really like the deco. That's about it. Next up is Tower of Infinity. Once again, this is another case of the deco's kind of carrying, because if it wasn't for the deco, this would definitely be below the Tower 22, or the Tower 22 would be higher. But only because of the deco, this is up this high, because this has a lower score for the gameplay than the Tower 22. But with that, that's like the only reason it's this high. Other than that, I'm not really the biggest fan of this level's gameplay. Some of it's kind of doo-doo. Sorry, that's like a childish word to use, but it's like the best way I can describe it. It's just goofy. I'm not really the biggest fan of the gameplay, considering I've beaten this level twice. I don't know why I did that. There's definitely better ways to make needle gameplay, and this level is definitely not it. Next up, we have what was my first extreme, and what is, in my opinion, the best level in the Apocalyptic Trilogy, which is Cataclysm. That is mainly because I just don't like the gameplay of Bloodbath or Aftermath, but I like half enjoy Cataclysm. Because I gave the gameplay a 7 out of 10. It was actually quite enjoyable, even as my first extreme. The decoration does hold up a little bit today, but not as much, so I gave that one like a 5. Other than that though, I still enjoy Cataclysm a bit, surprisingly. I don't know why, considering I know so many people that don't like the level. Maybe I'm just like a weirdo or something, but other than that, I think this is a better first extreme than Aku. Because Aku's like, in my opinion, should be Insane Demon, but I'm not gonna like scream at other people if they think it's an extreme. You know, your opinion, you're entitled to your opinion, but that's just my honest opinion on the level. Alright, next up we have Throat of the World, which is the only other extreme I don't have a video for very good reason, because I beat this on my 24-hour stream, but no matter how many times I kept telling people in the VC to please stop playing copyrighted audios, people kept doing it anyway, and so that made it so the stream VOD is actually unavailable, so now I don't have a recording for this level, which is completely to the fault of a bunch of the people that were in the VC playing copyrighted audios when I asked people not to, but that's not the point here. Once again, another example, deco carries heavy, because the gameplay is not the most fun. It got really annoying at points, but the decoration, I really like the decoration. The decoration's really good, even though it is just pixel blocks, but this is like one of the only mythic levels that actually stands out to me, which I will give it that, considering most of the other ones like blend in together, and so if I try to think of a mythic level, none of them are the first ones I think of. But this one does a good job of being a bit more different from all the others, which is what I really like about this one. So the only thing that this level could really improve is just the gameplay, because some of it's like kind of awkward. Specifically the timer parts, or like that cave section with like all like the bomb type mushrooms, or like the gas clouds. Other than that, everything else is like not that bad. It's mainly just that cave section. Alright guys, we're about to enter the top 10 of this list, but I'm sorry for asking this, but if you've made it this far into the video, could you maybe consider subscribing, considering we are almost at, 800 subscribers, and I really want to get there before the end of the year, because that would be really cool, and, you know, like, obviously, you don't have to, I'm just asking if, like, it would be nice if anyone could, but of course, don't have to, completely optional. But yeah, just a reminder, because I put a lot of effort into this video and a lot of other videos of like a similar variety. Anyways, let's go on to the top 10. Okay, so for number 10, I'm gonna have a lot of people criticizing me for this, but I Forbidden Isle by Silo. Once again, like I've said earlier, I really like Silo's decoration style, but this time with Forbidden Isle, I also really like the gameplay of it. I find the level enjoyable. I didn't get that annoyed by it, and even though most people see it as more of like a nothing type level, honestly, the level has like a special place in my heart, considering I had like a bit of history with it when my hardest was Cataclysm. And I'd grinded it for like a month trying to do it as a new hardest, but then eventually dropped it. To the point where I think I started hacking small bits of progress on it and sending it to friends to act like I was making progress, even though I actually wasn't. Thank God I dropped it though, because honestly I would have felt terrible ever hacking a level. But other than that, I really love the deco of this level, and I also like the gameplay. Next up on this list, we have Fish God Mode, which is another level that I actually really like. I find the gameplay really fun, and I like the decoration. I think it's very unique, and the gameplay is very consistent in my opinion. There's also a contributing factor to this, could be also the fact that I got really lucky with the ending of it, considering I only died to, what was it, the last dash orb, and I didn't die the last jump at all. Very thankful. I still really like this level though. I find it really fun, excluding the choke points, even though the choke points don't even really affect how fun I found the level. I would recommend this level if you're ready to like experience like choke points in the level, but other than that, it's actually a fairly fun level once you learn it and know what you're doing, and just go into it with a good mindset. Okay, so now we have Radio Tower, which was the highest level on this list that is a platformer. And honestly, I understand on stream it seems like I was absolutely suffering with this level. I look back on it, the gameplay is actually very well made. I think it's a good needle level and a good platformer extreme. The decoration is a bit empty, however I say it still matches the theming of the level that it's trying to go for very well. I would 100% recommend this level for anyone that wants to do a platformer extreme if you're ready to put a lot of time and effort into it, and just also go into this one with a good mindset, because understand you are going to take a while. But other than that, actually good level. I really like this one. And yeah, that's all that I have to say for that one. Now here's a level you guys would probably remember me beating, which is Darkened, which I beat as a new hardest. Now I just want to say real quickly, this would be a lot higher, gameplay wise, if it wasn't for Bionox's stupid, inconsistent part. Oh my god, Bionox's gameplay in that part is so bad. The rest of the level is actually fairly consistent and enjoyable, and I really like the decoration of the whole level. It goes with the theming, which I think is like a purple neon type thing. I don't know, that's how I'm interpreting it, just like purple. Other than that though, really good level if you just ignore Bionox's part and just try your hardest to get consistent at it, because Bionox's part is just pain. Yeah, but other than that though, I really like Darkened. Probably one of my favorite extremes that I've beaten. Well, definitely, as judging by where it is on this list. But I would recommend it if you're just prepared to go into it knowing Bionox's part is absolutely going to make you want to kill someone. Alright, next up we have good old Accu, which is only on this list because it's rated Extreme Demon in game, even though personally I think it should be an Insane Demon. Whatever, I'm not gonna go into that because I know people are gonna like flame me for that. But I gave the decoration an A because I think the decoration's really well done. I think it's a nice modern theme. Neifu did a really good job with the decoration, but the gameplay, I mean, it can be fun at times, but it's mainly just like click sync for like a large portion of it. It's not that hard, but it's just like, sometimes it just feels boring. I don't know if it's because I've just gotten good at the game or something, but it just feels boring for me. Sometimes the gameplay is also like a bit weird at times, but other than that, that's like my main general opinion on Accu. I still think Cataclysm is a better first extreme, but you know, do Accu if you want. I don't really care, I'm not going to stop you, but like, that's just my honest opinion on that. Next up, we have my beloved Broken Signal, which in my opinion, I'd say is actually a pretty fun level once you learn it, but then again, I did fluke it a bit, so You never know, I could be wrong, but honestly, I really enjoyed Broken Signal. I think the theming is really good, and I also think that the gameplay is actually really fun. Of course, everyone to their own opinion. I know a lot of people that generally don't like Broken Signal because they think the gameplay sucks. That's just my honest opinion, but like, I beat it pretty quickly, so you know, I could be wrong. It could be just because I got lucky and I didn't actually get the experience of beating the level. I still really like Broken Signal, though. Once again, your gameplay is really nice. Not really much else I have to say about it, but other than the fact that I think Grax is a literal goat at creating. Doesn't miss. Next up on this list, we have a level that I think more people need to give a chance, and that is Troll Level. Oh my god, once you learn it, it is so fun. Like, this isn't even an exaggeration. Like, it has probably some of the most fun gameplay I've played in any extreme, considering this is also the first memory extreme I've played as well. It is super fun and consistent, and if anything, like, if I physically couldn't just, like, stopped being stupid, I would rebeat it multiple times over and over happily, because it's, like, super fun. Unfortunately, I'm, like, stupid, and poof, the second half just, like, disappeared out of my head, so I don't even remember how to do, like, a large chunk of it. But still, though, definitely recommend this level. Please, I need people to give this level a chance. Like, just please try and learn it, and you'll see it is actually super fun and consistent once you learn it. The decoration, however, did bring it down a bit, because the decoration is, like, kind of bland at points. It's just, like, masking for, like, a large chunk of the level. Actually, no, most of the level, even. But I'm not saying the decoration's bad, but I'm saying it's kind of empty, and I'd say it could still definitely use more. But other than that, though, it's still actually a really good level that more people need to give a chance. Now, next up on this list is a level I know a lot of people also know I like, even though a lot of people hate this level, and that's Moment. Now, once again, this is another level I'm saying more people need to give it a chance. Like, it's the same situation with Troll Level. The gameplay is fun, and some people just don't actually want to take the time to properly learn it. They'll play, like, a few attempts of it, you know, make a bit of progress. Oh, this is, like, stupid, and then just stop playing it. No, I want people to give it more of a chance. Oh my god, this level is really fun, and was a really good new hardest for me, considering I didn't actually, like, properly rage that much at it. I found it, like, really fun for most of the way, and if anything, had more motivation to keep playing Moment than I did doing Cataclysm as my first extreme. And so, generally, Moment is 100% one of my favorite extremes of all time that I've beaten. Oh my god, it is so fun, and the decoration is so unique. I get it's simplistic, but it works so well for the theming, and it is so unique. You're not going to see that, like, in any other level, unless it's, like, a direct Moment spin-off. But other than that, super fun level. Next up, for the number 2 spot, is a fairly unknown level that I also think more people should give a shot. I seem to be the only one in my entire friend group that thinks that this is actually, like, a fun level. Oh my god, this was my favorite extreme that I've beaten for such a long time. It has some of the most creative duels I've seen, in my opinion. And if anything, is really consistent. I think it flows really well with the music. Has some very, like, cool designs that feel a bit reminiscent of other levels, but still have their own personality with them. And it, oh my god, I can't talk enough about how much I love this level. I could probably go on for, like, a while talking about how fun this level is and how much people need to give this more of a chance. I don't get how it's so unknown because of how fun I find this level. Other than that, though, I know I can't yap forever on about this level, but once again, please, I want people to give this level a shot. Just learn the level. It is so incredibly fun once you learn it. And finally, for my number 1 spot, I have Untitled by IILuna and more. Oh my god. This level's gameplay is the only 10 out of 10 on my entire spreadsheet. This is the most fun gameplay I have ever played. Like, you guys do not understand. It has a great song that I actually really love. It's like probably the only Japanese songs that I like. Has some absolutely stunning deco for me. I love this style of deco. It's clean. It doesn't, like, blind me constantly. And it just fits well with the theme of the level, which I think it's not super obvious, but at the same time it's obvious, if that makes sense. Oh my god, I love the colors of it. I just love everything about this level. There's like nothing for me to hate, like even while playing it, no matter how much I would die, I just never got annoyed at it. Like even then, every death actually felt like it was my fault instead of something I should get mad at the level for. I don't know why. Maybe this is just a me thing, or this is just like my type of level, but I adore this level so much. Oh my god. I fluked it too, which I'm happy I didn't die to the ending. Like, it's not that it's bad, but I'm happy I didn't die to the ending, which is very nice. Also, now, can I play that clip of how I almost died to one of the last waves of the level? But like slow motion. Oh my god, I got so close to dying there, but even then, I would not have cared because I would have just gotten to keep playing the level. Because of how fun and awesome this level is. Oh my god! I'm sorry. But I think you guys can get my point with how much I love Untitled. Thank you so much to anyone who was willing enough to sit through this entire video. This took me hours upon hours of my day to edit, and I'm finally happy to have this video out, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Once again, these are all my opinions, and if you want the full spreadsheet for this, I'm going to leave a link in the description if you guys want to check out all the rankings for any of the levels and whatnot. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.